Hello Virgo, and welcome to your July 2025 tarot card reading. We're going to get started with a moon card because we're going to concentrate on that new moon in Leo, July 24th, what that means for you. And we're also going to check in to see what the remainder of the month is looking at. Let's see what kind of energies you're moving toward. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. Well, that's interesting. So you have the Leo energy, which is good, and we know that that's bold and fiery and daring, courageous, all of that. And we know that the new moon is new beginnings, a new start, unlike a full moon, which is completions and endings. But that being said, we know that before there's a new start, there is an ending. So let's see if this is a clue as to the message from the universe to you. All right, Virgo. For July 24th, new moon in Leo, and the remainder of this month. Message, guidance. Three of Swords. Seven of Wands. Five of Pentacles. And the Lovers. All right. So, don't let pride get in your way. There's a full moon in Leo. And this kind of speaks to what could get in the way of your pride, which is endings, which I talked about, right? There's an ending here. And before that new moon can arise, we have to deal with this ending. And that's interesting to me because, Virgo, this new moon is happening in your 12th house of endings. And it's the house of unsettled business. It's where we finish up things that we didn't take care of, right? It's a place of solitude. It's a place to let go of outworn energy. The things that have hurt us and have taken up space, and now we need to clear it out. This is karma. This is the house of karma. So, what you couldn't come to terms with is time to surrender. And I love that the Seven of Wands is in between the Three of Swords and the Five of Pentacles, because the Seven of Wands is a defensive position. It's a secure position. And for some of you, I think, this is you behind these rods, protecting yourself, protecting your pride, protecting the ego, right? Leo's ego. So is Aries. This is, a place where we have a hard time letting go, right? In some instances. And so for you, this is going to, you're going to come to terms with this relationship. The Lover's card represents a union. It represents a contract, a commitment, an agreement. And of course, it represents a relationship, a close one, if not a lover's relationship. So for some of you, you've fallen on hard times in this relationship, this connection. There's been some adverse conditions because of this situation, and there's been some hurt feelings. But Three of Swords is a complete ending. And I do say this sometimes, and since this is happening in the 12th house of karma, I'm going to talk about a saying that I use a lot, a Zen saying about the Three of Swords. This energy here is about how people treated us, right? How we react to it becomes our karma. So don't let pride get in your way. Sometimes we have to just surrender it and move on from it and not protect the ego or the pride so much, and just understand that this was meant for a period, a lesson, a moment in time, and that it's coming to, an end. And that could be because falling on hard times, feeling a lack, feeling, that there's been inequities in the relationship where somebody's been giving more than the others, presumably you being on the receiving end of a shorter stick. And if people aren't matching your efforts, if there has been some hurt feelings, if there's been, a standoff and not moving forward in a relationship, then the relationship no longer thrives, which means it's no longer lively, and it means that sometimes it's ready just to let it go. So open up to the possibility of letting it go. Don't worry about your pride. It is, a funny thing, the ego, right? It gets in the way of our journeys. It does. And we need the ego. We need our pride, for sure we do. But we also need our spirit. It's this journey, is for the evolution of our soul, through our life experience, ego. And so it's an interwoven relationship. And if we are leaning too heavy on one, we lose out, and become dissatisfied or hurt by a relationship that's not meant for us because of not being not moving in life on an equal soul level and an equal ego level is what I'm trying to say. So let's see what else we can find out. We also know too that this new moon, that Pluto's opposing this new moon. So any opposition means struggle, means disruption, means purging. That's one of Pluto's monikers, right? Purging. All right, so we have the Six of Wands, the Five of Cups, the Emperor, and the Moon. Well, there's the new moon looking full there, but you know what I mean. It has the new moon energy, July 24th. Okay, so we know that this opposition that I speak of, this Plutonian opposition of this new moon on July 24th, it's going to cause some disruptions, some purging, some all of that. And for you, Virgo, I think we know this is happening in your sixth house, the house that you are natal to. That's where Pluto is for you. So you can look for some disruptions there as well. This is a place where intense power struggles, or demands from higher ups. The Emperor is the big boss energy, right? So you got a demanding boss, over demanding, power struggles with different people, in your network at work, your colleagues. So it's going to be intense. It's going to cause some soul searching here. Five of Cups is sadness and sorrow. And sometimes when we lose something we worked really hard for, we have this connection to it, this emotional connection. And I think that's what you're feeling here. And you're sorry to see it go. But I think you're kind of done with it. You're done with the power plays. You're done with the struggles because you've got this Knight of Wands ready to go on a new adventure, to take a new challenge. Maybe a completely new career change for you. Because remember, Pluto in your sixth house can be a huge shift, huge dramatic shifts, coupled with a dramatic emotional moon. So if you're being offered maybe a knight position, which is obviously lower than the Emperor, as a big boss, don't let pride get in your way. Take the new opportunities that come your way, because this one area, this sixth house area of your work, right, is coming to an end, and so that you want to move on from it. You just don't want to continue to be in an unfulfilling, unrewarding career. So maybe it's time to take a chance at a lesser paying job, or a less not as high status job, and it'll lead you to a more aligned path, one that you can succeed in. Now, the moon, of course, is extremely emotional, and it's just there to remind us, right, that you have the power. You have the power to make the change. Take advantage of these moons. I love this for you. If it resonated, please like, share, and subscribe. I am wishing you balance, peace, and harmony. Take care.